Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know how I'm always saying Joe Biden's cognitive inability and the obvious truth that Joe Biden is an objective failure is the elephant in the room? How it's not just us that see it, everyone sees it, even Democrats. Even Joe Biden's closest allies clearly know the truth. They know that he's not all there. I mean, when Joe Biden presents himself in the public during some of these press conferences and some of these events and some of these speeches, that's Joe Biden at his best. That's Joe Biden after 2 weeks of practicing for one 5-minute event. That's Joe Biden with note cards and a teleprompter. And staffers probably telling Joe Biden to say things through his earpiece. I mean, that's one thing. That's Joe Biden in a controlled environment. I mean, as controlled as it gets. Could you imagine what it must be like behind the scenes actually working for Joe Biden unfiltered, so to speak? It must be a complete and utter disaster, more so than what the public gains access to. Everybody sees who and what Joe Biden is, and now we essentially see it on video. We see exactly where Joe Biden stands when it comes to the DNC or the Democrat establishment totem pole, and Joe Biden is all the way at the bottom. He's the part of the pole that's sticking in the dirt. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that, but before we get into any of it, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, share the video as much as possible. We are still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so you guys know here at the Liberal Hive Mind how much we love memes. So let's make a custom meme that essentially gives you guys the exact context of today's video. And here we go. This right here is essentially the visual representation. Joe Biden isn't the president of the United States. Joe Biden is a placeholder. Joe Biden, as he stated himself, is a transition president. The only rhetoric that was ever true about anything transitory wasn't transitory inflation or transitory or seasonal migration patterns. It was Joe Biden's presidential term. Joe Biden was the last minute option, and the only reason he was an option to begin with was due to the fact that he was associated with the Obamas, being Barack Obama's vice president for 8 years. And this video right over here shows exactly where Joe Biden stands. Is that not one of the most pathetic things you have ever seen in your life? 81 million votes Joe Biden. Savior of the nation Joe Biden. Van Jones crying during his inauguration Joe Biden. The most popular president in American history, shrouded in an aura of complete irrelevance once Barack Obama walks into the room. Joe Biden is such a monumental disaster, such a failure, that he becomes instantaneously irrelevant and gets completely ignored the moment Barack Obama, another actual failed president, steps in the room. I mean, for Pete's sakes, if that Barack Obama was Jimmy Carter, and Jimmy Carter wasn't like 150 years old, Jimmy Carter would probably get more adoration than Joe. People know where this guy stands, and it once again brings up the same word that's been hovering in all of our minds for a little over a year now, the word puppet. It makes me think about this clip.
You know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. Wow. I'd be fine with that.
Is Joe Biden even the president? Or is Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and some Democrat establishment cabal really running the country from behind the scenes? Is there some sort of shadowy, unelected government with Joe Biden as the front man, where Joe Biden is so completely unaware that it doesn't even really matter whether the policies that they push are popular or not, whether they work or not, because at the end of the day, Joe Biden's going to take the fall for all of it. Barack Obama needed to maintain his moderate look, and so he uses empty shell Joe Biden as a vessel to push his socialist agenda. And Joe Biden, of course, not asking any questions, signs off on all of it. I mean, let's not forget the man literally sat at his desk and had bills being put in front of him and executive orders, and as he was signing them, he said, "I don't know what I'm signing, but anyway," and then goes ahead and signs the bill. He is a puppet, and there is no way that he is in control. He's not in control of anything. He doesn't command a room. I mean, he's the current president of the United States. He's like a little confused puppy or a little child walking walking around the room aimlessly while the adults have a good time with their hors d'oeuvres and drinking their beverages. And look, it's just more evidence that he's not in charge, he is not cognitively there, and if that's not enough to convince you, I mean, for Pete's sakes, you haven't been paying attention. And if you haven't been paying attention, let's really quantify it all. It's very rare that I do this kind of stuff, but I went through the effort to put a serious montage together. You know, talking about this idea of quantifying things or putting things into perspective. Everything here has happened over the last 24 months, and isn't even the full picture. There's still more that I clearly have missed. Let's put it into perspective. Let's quantify Joe Biden's cognitive disability. Do you really think this guy is in charge?
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Welcome to Kingswood Community Center. Actually, that's the one down I used to work. As a joke. You didn't know where we were. Anyway. You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
For people that bad at health care. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is.
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate.
True and international effort to pressure.
I have a record of over 40 years, and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
4 more years of Georgia. We launched our campaign over on the Oval back in May 9, 2019. And I am Kamala's running mate. Where is everybody? If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, to put 1 million shots in the arms of my first 100 days as president. Is all the AstraZeneca vaccine produced in the United States. Visit vaccines.gov. Vaccines.gov. I came to the United States Senate 120 years ago. Now, when President Harris and I...
Good afternoon. Actually, it's still morning. Good morning.
President's, Putin's...
What must be what?
President-elect Harris. Now, when President Harris and I, poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Governors need to be able to get funding when they need to and bring them. And which way am I going? I'm running as a proud Democrat for the Senate. No longer mark our national mourning. From 400 million order to 600 million. This is enough vaccine to fully vaccinate 300 Americans. Got to the Senate 180 years ago. President Harris, we're going to take care of the child. Then the message said, end of message.
Yet another chapter in the beautiful story of the friendship between our two nations, the United States of America.
Where am I? Right here, sir. Under the leadership of mayors like... our mayor here.
Like I always say, folks, the 46th President of the United States. Kind of. Not really. That's what I got for you guys, though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.